Breaking news. More involving the saga with Terrion Arnold. Like we've said before, remember, if you follow Detroit Lions on SI, we understood that this was a fluid situation. We looked at it from the perspective, if you've listened in, that once this case was going to go to trial, if it went there, this would continue. Remember, we told you that. We just didn't slam the door shut with the first message and response from the attorney. And again, Terrion Arnold, welcome in to the Wednesday Breaking News podcast, Thursday. I'm the Doc, John Macaroon, and now more investigative work has been done by the Detroit News. They went and asked for records, and now Terrion Arnold's name is in the text messages, allegedly. They have been reviewed by the Detroit News and published. Now, this is not any text from Terrion. These are the defendants sending messages about the incident, allegedly, and Terrion's name is in the text. Now, the attorney has come out with another statement for Terrion Arnold. He has not seen the text yet, but his message is a standard defense attorney message, which is, they have the messages. They haven't charged Terrion yet. So let's set the record straight. Terrion Arnold, as of today, has not been charged with anything. These are all allegations. The attorney still does not expect Terrion to be charged. But, all we can do is share what has been talked about. That's all it is. Now, at the very least, now the attorney does say, hey, Terrion, knowing these individuals doesn't make him guilty. I would much prefer my cornerback not knowing these type of individuals, allegedly. That's my first response. I would prefer that not to be the case. I would prefer this not to be in the news. But remember, we told you it was a fluid situation. This might have derailed the Lions' free agency plans. It might make cornerback a important position in the draft. Maybe you go away from a defensive end that you might have targeted. Remember, we told you it was fluid. This is not new for our listeners. We told you it was not going to be over. And now today, more was going to be released. You can just tell, come on, guys. Don't be simple. Don't be somebody that just goes, you analyze a situation and you go, oh, somebody told me something. It's over. What's your reaction? I am just frustrated because this is noise not needed. Not needed at all for the Detroit Lions. This is not the standard that you're looking for, at the very least. But my opinion is this, outside of these are allegations. Remember, we have to always make sure innocent until proven guilty, no charges. There may never be a charge, but at the very least, a robbery allegedly took place, and this matter is muddy, dirty, and not interesting in regards to, a football team trying to win games. This is something way outside, off the field. It's an off the field issue. And your general manager addressed it. He said, I'm a pessimistic planner. I look at everything and understand everything that's going on. He knew that there was going to be more investigating. But what's your guys' reaction? It's just a muddy story. It's unfortunate at all levels that this has to be talked about. And remember that just because a statement's made by an attorney doesn't end the story. I thought the story was over. The attorney said something. Some analysts told you it's over. It was done. What happened? Why is there more information? I mean, most people with a brain knew that if it was in a court order, that the defendants had some information that relayed and tied to Terrion Arnold. And it was going to be discussed at the very basic level. Just this whole story now with 3-4 stories coming out. It's unnecessary. It's unneeded. It's unfortunate for a young player. This is a major distraction that is not needed. Now it's the offseason. It's ahead of the draft, but I certainly believe that cornerback might now need to be addressed. What's your guys' reaction? Again, always remember, no charges. These are all allegations. But the text messages have been provided to the Detroit News. You can go now watch the video. I shared the highlights of the story. Mike Cove, what did Terrion do now? We have a video on YouTube as well where we share what happened. So the big thing that happened before, there was an alleged robbery, and in a court document, Terrion was supposedly involved in the planning. Nothing has been charged legally. Now, the newspaper filed a request to get some text message records. The text from some of the defendants implicate Terrion Arnold. His name is in now text messages. So this is going to get muddy. His name is in text messages, and now the situation is the attorney says, okay, Terrion knew these people. So now step one. And again, remember that there's another story from the Free Press that also adds to the story that says the attorney still doesn't believe there will be no charges, but the attorney has not seen the text yet. Mike Cove, first JMO, now TA, always something. Yeah, it's always something. It's not, you just hope that this gets cleared up as soon as possible. That an official statement, that's the one thing that you're hoping for is the next statement is the prosecutor says Mr. Terrion Arnold will be cleared. But at the very least, this matter is messy. And that's outside of legally. This matter is messy. Just knowing allegedly you had your property stolen and having this whole matter get into the papers, people are investigating it. It's messy. It's not involving something that is needed in the Lions culture right now. That's the best way to put it. It's sloppy. Eloy Trevino. What's your guys' reaction? Vincent E313. What up, Doc? Yeah, it's just unfortunate. I was enjoying a Tigers game, but it's a blowout. It was 8-0. It's 8-1. Scooble Day. And then, obviously this is a serious matter, but my first thought was, Nolan, you couldn't wait till 7? But listen, trust Nolan Bianchi. His reporting is top notch. The Detroit News has a good one. Top notch worker. Thank you for the update. 8-2. Keep giving the updates. I had to, make the YouTube video. I had to get my guys to write it as well. I think if it's behind a paywall, we link to it at the Detroit News. You can check it out at Detroit Lions on SI. But remember, some analysts just want to open and close subjects so that everything looks good for the Detroit Lions. And I get it. Nobody wants to talk about this. Nobody wants to see the Lions in this light. Text messages, alleged robberies, big money. But this is a young individual that is wrapped up now. His name is in a matter that you wish it wouldn't be. But it's going to be a matter. Because I still think that these people are going to be asked questions. I mean, naturally, any prosecutor worth a darn is going to say, was NFL cornerback Terrion Arnold involved? Right? I mean, unless they all take plea deals. They are going to be, right? Am I wrong? Again, I'm an amateur. But at the very least, these 3-4 people, did Terrion Arnold know about this? You don't want any of that ahead of your preparation mentally. Can you, as a cornerback, can you mentally get this out of your mind before a big season? One repub, phone calls, texts, financial evidence. I haven't heard anything about financial evidence tying him to it, but who knows? The idea is You don't want your name written by a judge in a matter, in a court order. You don't want that. Who's in for Scooble? Brief diversion. Tiger opening day was amazing. I have been blessed. And like I said, not promoting this, but I've been with Fubo for the last 6 years. I've had zero complaints. Whenever something's needed, they have it. They had FanDuel, they have Detroit Sports Net. I'm in the clear. I'm sorry for those that don't have Tiger baseball. I was not going to pay the $200. No way, no how. It just showed up in my feed. Hell yeah. Fubo, I cannot speak highly of them through my 5-6 years. I am a fan. They treat you good. They have everything a sports lover wants. They're never out of service. Now, of course, they have a carriage issue, I think, with NBC, so I don't get Bravo. But, I kind of grew out of the Real Housewives. I used to, but I grew out of it. Yep. That's what it is. FUBO. Type it in. It's a streaming service like the others. That's what it is. And they've been great to me. They have been great and wonderful, and they have everything I ever want. Again, not a paid advertisement. What do you guys think of the Terrion Arnold situation? Do you still want Terrion on this team? Yes or no? I would not. Listen, man, you got to grow up quick. This is a National Football League. This is a major distraction. Now, it's happening now in March. You would say if it's a matter, you would say, okay. But not something that you want to have go down. Right? I have in the past. They had a relationship with On Sports Illustrated for a long time. But yeah, I should, right? I'm going to hit him up. What's your reaction? Sorry, the text messages are flying. People are commenting. Again, allegations. The attorney at this point in time doing his job saying if they have the text messages, they still haven't charged him. But think about it. Wouldn't you think that the further investigation is going to go down by talking to these people? I don't know. It's just messy. Yeah, I think that's very, very, very wise, Eloy. The draft will tell. It's unfortunate. You just don't want this for your team. You don't want the outside noise. You hope that, and especially for the player, that's a lot of stress. That's a lot of, that's just a lot of a distraction that's not needed for somebody that has to be at the top of his game. Man, what's your guys' initial reaction when you get the information? Let's go through it. Christian wrote it and Vito edited it. It's just, and just the word I use is unfortunate. Let's get a YouTube comment in. You guys are getting your comments in. I appreciate it. A. Williams gets in. To be clear, his co-defendants are not NOT going down for him no matter how much money TA has. A plea will certainly before someone with a plea. At any rate, I have him as another bust cornerback in the line of Jeff Okudah. Forgiven gets in with, well, you can't say that he's not gritty. Sheesh. It's just not the kind of stuff you want in the papers and investigation. Kudos to Nolan doing the work. Kudos to the news. They're diligent. Kudos to newspaper journalists. They want to research this kind of stuff. I'm trying to wind it down, darn it. Next week is the kids' spring break. I'm trying to wind it down. I should have been investigating this stuff. I just don't have any interest in this kind of stuff. I should, but I don't want to call down to Florida. I don't want to wait 3 weeks. I don't want to do any of that. I like doing this, but you guys are ruining my journalistic credibility. But dogs like Nolan will do the work, and proud of him. That's what you're supposed to do. I'm trying to wind this down, trying to get on spring break. Right, Xavier. Unfortunately, Doc, this kind of stuff will come and find. Exactly. And let me just be selfish for a minute. I'm sitting on the couch. I'm lazy today. I only did like a story myself today, 2 stories. I'm trying to have like a slower week. This is life in the NFL. I'm sitting down. I'm enjoying the baseball game, tweeting galore. McGonagall's a legend, and Nolan drops it at 5:15. Not even an hour to enjoy the Tigers season. You couldn't wait till 6:15, dog? Like, come on, you had it. Maybe because I feel like his competitor also probably had the same thing because he had the attorney response. It's just never ending. And then there was a visit planned. We're gonna have that story, but I'll tell you about it. Caleb Down. I think. Sorry, let me get the name here. I tweeted it. Defensive lineman who's dealt with injuries is having a visit. We're gonna write the story, but it'll be later. It is defensive lineman. Probably moved up the draft board. Not Caleb Downs. Obviously, he's the talented defensive back. Defensive lineman Caleb Banks is visiting your Detroit Lions next week. Or soon is the word. We'll have a write-up. Emmett will get the work done. But obviously, Terrion Arnold sets the precedent. Man, I just wanted to watch a baseball game. My nephew's loving life. McGonagall's a legend. We were having fun. We were joking around about, hey, Riley Green didn't strike out his first couple at bats. Hell yeah. And this breaks. You're like, oh, dropped a quick YouTube video, got a story tied up. But to me, this is just not a good look at all. It's not a good look. It's disappointing. And you just hope for young people to make better choices. These are young people. But listen, all right. You got to say it, and you got to say it honestly and respectfully. Thought Brad Holmes had top-notch investigating. What's going on with the investigators? They don't know top to bottom who Terrion's friends are? Is Brad not Magnum PI anymore? Mr. Brad Holmes. Got to look at your investigative crew, my friends. Alabama brings some smoke. They got the talent, but they got the smoke. Do you think Terrion lasts beyond his first contract in Detroit? I think that he's better ball out to get the Brad Holmes retirement plan. Do you simply okay? Let's just assume the best. Even if he does not get charged, what does this matter that comes out say to you about what's going on with this young person? You need to surround yourself with good people. Tell me who your friends are. I'll tell you who you are. You got to be careful. I just hope that everything works out for the player and that he can, avoid these kind of matters. It's just unfortunate. It's an unfortunate situation. Gotta love these attorneys. Oh, he knows these people. I'd rather he not know these people. Allegedly. It's an unfortunate matter. Never positive for this kind of stuff to be going down. But your general manager is a pessimistic planner. He is like me. He is like I. Think of worst case scenario. There are some cornerbacks that got to be looked up now. We got to look at corner starting tonight. I'm going to have Vito look at his assignment tomorrow. Some cornerbacks that we can draft. He's got to draft a corner. Day 3, day 2. I'm going to give Vito his assignment right now if we did it. Cornerback in every round for Lions. Christian, help him out. See, we're a good team here. Alabama. It's just unfortunate. The whole matter is unfortunate. Let's go down and I want to highlight first and foremost, always I want to highlight Nolan Bianchi. I just think I can't think enough of him. He's actually, let me tell you about the person that he is. He showed up to Vito's charity game and is just nicest person, hardworking. I don't know if he knows this. When we went, I took my flight, and I want to say back from Baltimore. I got a chance to link up with Nolan just before he rushes on the plane. I take my sweet ass time, but I believe his folks were on the same flight, and I had a conversation with his family, and they were so nice. We just talked a little bit about Nolan and his grind and how hard. I'm like, man, he's working hard, in the spot that he was in, especially with the beat writer leaving. He's got big shoes to fill. Filled them right away. Justin Rogers was great at the Detroit News. Nolan filled his shoes flawlessly. No drop off. And he's got his own unique style. And I got a chance to talk to his folks and share with them, just to say, hey, man, he does good work. And he's like, oh, yeah, Nolan had opportunities. He good dude, supports charities. Good dude. Read his work. Hope everything stays on the up and up with the Detroit News and Free Press. Keep them both. They're necessary. Keep them both. I said I have an invite. I have his number. I have to invite him on maybe next week. The dudes are investigating. And then when the fan sued DK Metcalf, I saw him again. It was just him and I as reporters down at the lawyer's office. We had a little joke. I'm like, I'm an investigative reporter now, like you. I just wanted to wind it down, man. This week and next week, I wanted to slow it down. Ahead of the owners' meetings, I wanted to enjoy spring break with the fam. But always something in the NFL. Always something. It's like a vacation without a vacation. I am not going to the owners' meetings. Brad gave us enough information for a month. But Dan Campbell will talk Monday at the owners' meeting. And you got the lazy people saying this is old news. No, it isn't. Let me tell these people. No, it isn't. More info. Text. We have some lazy fans in the Lions community. They don't even know what news is. They don't even know what news is. Messaging us. I'll never understand. Let's just see some of your guys' reactions to the breaking news from the Detroit News. Let's see your guys' reaction. Are you accepting it that, okay, it's a matter, or are you being a fan? Oh, of course. The first comment is it's just, let me just give 2 minutes to this, and then I'll give my opinion. This is what's wrong with where we're at. The paper's job is to do this work. First comment, wouldn't have heard any more of it if your weasel self didn't investigate it. I'm going to block this person. They follow me. But of course, they're a Wolverine. People I thought already knew this. No, what we knew, and I'll help you guys break it down simply. What we knew was his name was in tied, that there were the layers. There's layers to this. So the first words of Terrion allegedly being connected to this was in a court document. That's it. Lawyers like, there's no charges. It went away. The next step, I told you guys in a podcast, I said, the next time we're going to hear about this is when this court case happens. They're going to talk more. It's not over. It's fluid, which we've written about. Now, more investigation has taken place from the Detroit News. Now we have the words of the alleged defendants as to what's happening. You don't want your name in this. So, like I said, and X is not the place to read comments. It's just, yeah, a lot of fans are just going to say it's a nothing burger. But you know what? I'm glad that the people that come here to listen, higher intellect, I believe. Yeah, and Biggins is absolutely right. We don't know these athletes when they leave the facility. We don't know them at all. I'm just disappointed. Not mad, not angry, not frustrated, disappointed. Matt gets in, and I'll oblige because you gave a super chat. Xavier, I doubt being associated with armed robbery and kidnapping is a nothing burger. At the very least, again, allegations. Just having your name wrapped up in these stories is not great. Nick P. Now, does an indictment come into play for Terrion? The attorney still believes, his defense attorney still believes they've already had these texts. I just believe that the next time that it's just there's going to be more smoke, there's going to be more investigation. The next thing is going to be, what are these defendants going to say? What are they going to say happened? I mean, if this goes to trial, what are they? I mean, anybody's going to ask the natural question: who else was involved in this? And we'll see. More's coming. What do you think? You think no one's gonna be like, I'm tired and I'm done. I'm done investigating it. Nolan bomb. Nolan's the crime guy. That's it. Nolan's crime time. Nolan, can you just do it after the Tigers game? My brother, just do it after the Tigers game. I was just trying to enjoy. That was probably the only baseball game I could enjoy top to bottom. On a personal level, not as a worker. I was sitting on my ass, enjoying a baseball game, enjoying pumping up McGonigal, calling him a Hall of Famer, and this. And this journalist had to go investigate Terrion Arnold. Listen, and I respect it. I'll start at the very basic level before I hit Christian's article. Because we are an open book society. A lot of you analysts, a lot of you fans are like, I don't care to know this. Until Terrion is charged or not charged, I don't care. Are you in that camp? We have some on X, and we have some people that talk like that. I look at it like along the way, this is relevant. This is something that he's got to grow up from. He's got to mature quickly. Jason 5150 says, is if he's still a free agent. If I believe he's on a 1-year contract, 3.6 million, played in 16 games last season. I think he's still a free agent. I know a lot of you wanted him back too. He left and stayed healthy, but he wasn't all that impactful, I think. Susie Rankin is drunk watching us. Really? This is new. Drunk on a beach, saw the alert, and why are you watching me? I have to know. This is great. I know it's Lions content. This is awesome. Why are you, Susie? That's Susie Rankin. I'm drunk on a beach, but I made a point. She would prefer Terrion just not be no longer on a team. Susie, I'm very fascinated. You're hanging out on the beach. If you're drunk, does anybody have a camera on you? Like, I'm at Detroit Podcast. If you're on a beach, scream out, I'm listening to a great Lions podcast. 4 seconds, tag me in it. I'm drunk, listening to a podcast. This guy's cool. I definitely will play it. I'm drunk. Now, I mean, this is cool. Obviously, we're having a serious conversation, but this is, for someone like me, it's for someone like it's flattering. I am flattered, Miss Susie Rankin. I'll say it loud too. You can turn up the volume. Susie Rankin's having herself a time of her life on the beach, listening to the premier Lone Wolves Detroit Lions podcast. I gotta love it. I love you guys. I love it. I fired up. I do extra hours. I do a lot of stuff, man. It's crazy. One repup. Is Dog the Bounty Hunter going to get involved? Over under? No chance. No chance. I'm hoping, I don't know, like the legal minds out there. How does this stay a nothing burger? Because I'm obviously a pessimistic fan. I'm thinking, okay, sayonara, we're looking at cornerbacks. That's it. I'm a pessimistic fan and hoping for the pessimistically optimistic and hoping that he can stay on the team. But we'll see. How does this go where nothing happens for Terrion Arnold? Everyone shout out Susie. Susie, the drunk Lions fan. I love it. I hope to see you more in comments. That's awesome. You made our group. Susie's like, I could be dancing. I could be flossing. I could be drinking. I could be taking shots, but I'm listening to the doc. Opine. I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. That's what gets me fired up. But dang you journalists, could you not allow the doc to watch a baseball game? One full game. It is 8-2 in the bottom of the eighth. 1-0 Detroit Tigers, baby. Scooble Day is a success. I know, right, Broski Bear? Brad Holmes finna go 0 for the entire 2024 draft. Mahogany isn't ever going to be healthy an entire season. I think Mahogany will be somebody. Boston College has a rep for what they bring to the table. Make sure you hit the like button. Our numbers are 213 on X and 80 on YouTube. Smash the like button, all 80 of you on YouTube. Smash the like button if you're watching on X. Much love, retweet. Those all help. Hit the like button for the doc. Okay, let's give Christian a free click here. And let's review what he says. Obviously, he is sharing the information and crediting the news in the free press. Obviously, the breaking news is always typically going to get hit faster from Christian as I do YouTube videos and get on the air. All of you that are members, you get a chance to smash the emojis. You get an opportunity to get exclusive videos, opportunities to get information first, and it's all good to be a member of the channel. Let me pull this up here. Pulled the wrong button. All right. Share. There's 3 great emojis that you can be a part of. All right. Again, and I appreciate you guys visiting the website. It's a clean website. I've been in charge of it since 2019. Journalistically relevant. We have 3 editors looking at it full time. Great videos, clean. Today's content. If you guys say Doc is so negative, the last couple of days we've been sharing the other side of analysts like Sports Illustrated's Albert Breer, who says that the Lions Super Bowl window is still open. We bring you everything. That's what, if you say, what does John McEnroe bring to the table? Everything. Podcast, digital content, videos, opinions. Vito Churko is among the great columnists here in Detroit. His opinion pieces are read at a very, very high level. And his latest column, which I'll pump up here, is right here. Detroit Lions paying their own is smart, but risky. So visit the site. I implore you, if you visit this website, you'll be a daily visitor. Keep us in the mix with all your other content. Detroit Lions on SI. We looked at the health status of Kirby Joseph and Brad Holmes, and this was written by a wonderful journalist in Christian Boer. He's a young, talented writer, been with me now 5 years. Literally my right-hand man. Look at this fool. They distribute these videos nationally and put commercials in them. Are you serious? I won't subject you to that. All right. New evidence has emerged in the legal matter involving Detroit Lions cornerback Terrion Arnold. On Thursday, a report from The esteemed Detroit News and Nolan Bianchi reveal text messages from people allegedly involved. I like how in this day and age we use allegedly twice in the same sentence. This is again allegedly. On Thursday, a report from the Detroit News revealed text messages from people allegedly involved with an alleged armed robbery and kidnapping that occurred in Florida on February 4th. Arnold, whom the Lions drafted in the first round, was first named as part of the court order. His name is in the paper from the court. Esteemed Judge Logan Murphy. Okay. That's where the first story went. And again, no one's going to be on top of this with the help of the news throughout. Follow him. Follow Nolan Bianchi. Give him a follow. Arnold has not been charged with any crime. His attorney, Mr. Timothy Jansen, has previously issued statements denying his involvement. His attorney further doubled down in a statement provided to the Free Press. His expectations are he's not going to be charged. He hasn't been charged. And I haven't seen these text messages, but they obviously have them and they haven't charged him. The fact that he knows some of these people is hardly evidence he committed a crime. And we believe he's not going to be charged. I mean, okay, first step is, these attorneys they get paid big dollars, but I would have maybe not released a statement until you saw the text, in my opinion. But in these text messages revealed by the Detroit News, the Lions cornerback was repeatedly named in a conversation between Miss Adriana Del Valle and Jasmine Randazzo, who are both listed as co-defendants in this case. The two were initially texting about inviting one of the victims in the armed robbery back to the house. You guys and your funny comments are just out of this world. According to the news, Del Valle later tells Randazzo that she is with Terrion and tells Randazzo to lure the victims to a location. They try to set him up. The messages revealed by the news indicate that Randazzo texted Del Valle in the morning hours asking, "What are we waiting on?" We're waiting on Terrion. According to the report, Randazzo noted that she wasn't with Arnold and that the cornerback had taken the flight on the morning of February 4th. Oh, what do you guys think when you read these? Finding that the alleged defendants are exchanging messages back and forth like, okay, what's happening? One of the defendants is concerned that they hope that the luring of the individual to the place doesn't result in the person losing his life. Unfortunate matter. Let me get to some of your Twitter comments. A lot of you are weighing in. One commenter says, please let this go away quickly. One says, it sounds like he's part of it. Hope he has friends as loyal to him as Ray Lewis had in Atlanta. See, another person's not happy. Loser is using Terrion Arnold to get clicks. You don't understand reporting. You don't understand the job. This is Nolan's job. There's a story. Please don't be like that. We've been on the air for 45 minutes outside of the serious nature of the matter. None of you are going to comment that my goatee looks tidy. What tidy? I trimmed this thing good. I was looking scruffy. You guys didn't say nothing. The trim, I got the equipment, the right equipment to be on the air properly. The universe conspired for me to clean up my act. Got to be on the air. X is a unique place to read stuff. That's why I prefer reading it from you guys. But someone put, yeah, I'm texting that you were involved, Nolan. That means diddly squat. You don't want defendants in an alleged crime having your name in their text talking about said alleged crime. You just kind of don't want that. One person says, with the 17th pick, the Detroit Lions select cornerback. You know, it's a mix of oh boy, and it's good. It's the right mix. It's a mix of oh boy, no, and you're dragging them for no reason. It's just not something. I haven't, like I said, I'm trying to wind this down. Should I try it again? I haven't messaged her. Gee, I don't know how to properly do that. Give me your advice, David. Doc, I thought you were going to get Natalie to take Danny Rogers' spot. Did I hire somebody? Did I miss it? Is somebody new on the horizon? Listen, if anybody from the Lions is watching, hire Natalie. She'd be great at that job. I'm biased. She went to state. I think she does high quality work. And she's also on a Lions podcast, which I was on. Ask great questions. I met her at. I actually should get her on as a guest. I've been, like I said, trying to wind this down. Next week, we'll try. I will try to interview her on this podcast. I met her and said, "Hey, good work. I appreciate the stuff you do on air. I have a podcast." I like a fan like you, Mr. Murray, right? It's not a saga. Media just takes turn reporting the same information. It's not the same. His name was on a court paper. It's not the same. Now his name is in text messages. They are further, remember, okay, Murray, and please, I'm not insulting your intelligence here on a show. But the word fluid means when we talked about it on the podcast, I told you it was not done because the case is ongoing. And there are two sides to every story. Okay? There is the side of the prosecution who has a decision to make regarding this matter, who has a bunch of information. And there is the side of the defense. This is a legal matter. Legal matters are not a podcast where a host says, John's show sucks. It's over. Goodbye. It doesn't work like that because there is a side that is looking into this matter. And it was relatively easy to assess the progression of this matter. I said that the next report would come in when the defendant spoke about this matter, whether it be on the stand or if they took a plea deal or something happened. It's not the same. So the further nature of this reporting will be what's being reported by the side of the prosecutor or in the court as to what happened. And the other side will be how Terrion responds to it. Okay. We are not in the business of, for me and I, to just say it's over. I told you it was not over. I'm not surprised by this. I'm just mad he did it right during the Tigers game. Murray, watch this show and you will be in the know as much as humanly possible, relatively on point with what's going on with your Detroit Lions. My opinions will not be veering off to the, some things will be right, some things will be wrong in terms of opinions. But in regards to matters like this, I think we've been fair in telling you, yeah, this is not going to be done because the attorneys said so. We told you, and this is what happened. We're not reporting the same information. Okay? It's a matter. And until the matter's closed, the matter is closed. Even if the prosecutor comes out and says Terrion is not charged, these 5 people have things to say. Maybe they'll say it, maybe they won't. But until that story is closed, this is a saga. So you can bury your head in the sand with all the other people in the world, brother. But the reality is, this is now an open book that people are going to look into. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. The job of the media is not to close the door and be like, nothing to see here. That's not how this works. I'm sorry. Silent service. I hope all is well with you. And Murray, guess what? One last thought. I invite you to give back the click. Don't click on it, brother. Murray, we're good. Don't click on it. I invite you personally, don't click on it. Never click on it. There will be so many that do because most people want to be in the know. But living in denial can be fine, Murray. You can do that. I invite you to click on it and then give it back. Give it back. No, great. I appreciate it. But I mean, then how are you going to say that we're regurgitating the same information? We never knew about his name in text. Did you? Unless you're clairvoyant. You report on it, Murray. Go on X and report for me. I didn't know his name was in no text messages. But in the end, there's going to be more reports. And, brother, give back the click. Just give it back. Click on the story and give it back. like we're forcing you to click on anything. It's a free society. Don't click on it. I invite you, Murray, never to read us ever again. We'll be just fine. Nate, Doc, at what point do you make the decision to cut TA and move on? Oh, that's a tough one, that's the tough part about my job as a psychologist. I look at it as I look at it and I say I have a caring heart, but my football side, outside of this matter, let's just look at the football. Get somebody else. You also, not to replace Terrion, just get another cornerback. Get a 6'1" corner athletic that maybe can start his career a little bit faster. Terrion has more work to do. He's got more developing. We're hoping he develops. I would much prefer Terrion to take more of a background role. I don't know if he's CB1. There you go, Nick P. Murray. Doc is just saying that Terrion isn't out of the woods yet, like others are saying. There we go. Simple as that. In terms of not even legally, just in the media space, it's not over. There's going to be more information talked about. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. And Murray can have a point, but it's never going to not be reported. It's just never, ever going to happen. It's just never not going to be talked about. One Repub's got a smart. Trade him to the Eagles for a 3rd-round pick. Oh, One Repub, you're very smart. I'm going to put that out there. Not cut him. See if you can get something for him. No one will trade for him. That's probably going to be the common answer. Should Detroit Lions trade Terrion Arnold? McGonigal went 4 for 5. I missed 2 more hits. Nolan. And also too, just at the very surface level, I feel like the Lions traded up for the wrong guy. They should have traded up for the Eagles corner. They should have moved up ahead and gotten him. Do you think there's an NFL team that would take a chance on Terrion? 8-2 final. Nice. Padres had their ace. That was their ace? Sheesh. 1-0, baby. What a start. McGonigal. His legend's going to grow by next week. Those 7 jerseys are going to fly off the shelf. We have 250 people on X and 70 on YouTube. Let's smash the like button for the doc. Came on a little bit early. I'm going to take like a 2-minute break, get some water, and then at 7 o'clock, we'll revisit the comments and talk about a different subject matter about the defensive lineman that's coming to town. Take your questions. What else did we write about today? I forget. We wrote about, Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch. We'll talk about their status at this point in time. I'm a little encouraged a little bit by what Brad Holmes said about Brian Branch. It makes sense. And we'll talk about the biggest question the Lions still haven't answered after free agency involving the defense. We'll give love to the guys that wrote today. I think I only wrote one thing. No, I wrote 2 things. I wrote about Joseph and Brian Branch, and that was it. Try to take it easy. I wanted to really watch that baseball game. How many innings did I get through? 4. 4 innings in this matter. Broski, that's real nice. I wish Chicago sports media had a guy like Doc John. John's a real one. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think that's the best way to put it. I'm real. Just a regular dude. I'm just a regular dude that talks about sports and shares his opinions about it. And also tries to help understand to bridge the gap that I'm also a 20-year consumer of media. I've read thousands of articles from all the newspapers and blogs and a lot of podcasts. So I think I'm a solid bridge to say, hey, wait a minute. You can be an analyst, but you can also respect those that report. You don't have to just be like, everything I read is not believable. Everything I say, half of X is just like, I don't want to read this anymore, which I get. I get it. You don't want to read bad stuff about your team. But here's my rebuttal to that. You don't have to. Don't read it. But just because you comment on X that you don't want to read it doesn't mean that the stuff is not going to come out. You're right. You're right, Matt. 109 innings left in the season, Doc. See, but you don't understand. Matt, you're seeing this. I came on the air an hour early for my own show because I love doing this so much that my own workaholic nature won't let me just sit down. Like, I literally blocked out 4 to 7 to watch the game. I blocked it out. But luckily, I have access to it. I think maybe tomorrow's game at 10:45. Maybe I'll try to stay up for it. If you want to talk about McGonigal, is he a legend? We can tie it into the Lions. Is McGonigal gonna be hyped bigger than Jahmyr Gibbs? Who has the better career, McGonigal or Jahmyr Gibbs? Everyone knows too. TA was coached by Nick Saban. That has to count for something. JC Carter says, this is a ridiculous question. The return would be so minuscule. Okay, guys, I know. We are better off taking a wait and see approach. I know, right? I just left it up there. Listen, you guys in the comments have butchered names this week. I've been trying to maneuver all your comments. Edith Paul says Gibbs. Smash the like button. Hopefully, you're enjoying our adult conversation about a matter that just shouldn't have happened. Shout out to the Tigers. 8-2 win. McGonigal. Epic debut. Lives up to the hype. First at bat. Think first pitch. 2-run RBI. My brother. Yeah, it was fun. Do you guys want to still take a chance on Terrion Arnold? Because JMO had the similar matters, but not to this degree. Possession of a firearm without the necessary things to declare it. But in the end, all of it went away and he kept everything on the up and up after that. Just Terrion got to mature. All right. We spent the first hour. Let's give me a couple minutes here. We'll come back. Not a commercial. Just, I figured out a way. Just put a timer up. Give me a couple minutes. Regroup. Smash the like button. And it'll be like we're starting. All right. And we're going to talk about in the second half, probably go to 7:45. I would say Sports Illustrated analyst praised the Detroit Lions, gave them credit for, being a team that still has a chance to have a Super Bowl window. But we'll talk about some of the question marks that still remain with this team after free agency. And we'll talk about the safety spot. We'll talk about the defense a little bit, and we'll talk about the biggest question the Lions haven't answered. What do you think is the biggest question they haven't answered? And we'll talk about Caleb Banks. Do you want the Lions to trade down maybe if he's there maybe at 21, trade down if you feel like he slips a little bit to be able to look at his situation? I'm fascinated. He's going to have a visit here. He's a player that not many people are talking about. So we'll see how that looks. I think I like his game, but we'll see. He injured himself at the combine, I think, and I think it prevented him from doing some things. To meet with defensive lineman Caleb, I keep on saying Caleb Downs, but Caleb Banks. Defensive lineman Caleb Banks. And then we'll keep taking your comments about Terrion as they go down, as more information comes in. It's straightforward. His name has been surfaced in text messages. All right, give me 2 minutes and we'll come back. All right. 120 seconds. All I need to refresh. Oh, you can do so much now. I got to find maybe a 3-minute timer. 2 minutes is fair, right? Like a little commercial in between. Anakin, no worries. You hopped in. Sorry, I was watching the Tigers smoke the Padres. No worries. We've been on the air for an hour. You know what we're reacting to. What's your opinion on what happened with Terrion Arnold? We spent the last hour talking about it. We'll read some comments, go back and forth. Obviously, my opinion is I'm not happy about it, but we knew it was coming. We told you here at the Lone Wolves podcast that this matter was going to be fluid and was a saga that was going to be a matter that was going to be addressed down the road. And here we are. K. Will's playing legalese. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove. They have yet to show or prove that Terrion sent those text messages directly himself, nor have they proven that Terrion knew about it. K. Will, I think, you might have the next story. What do you think could happen? I might want to know if those messages were reciprocated. Please, Mr. Arnold, we are interested in having a convo. Okay, Will, you just wrote the next story, brother. I'm sure that might be something that could be looked at. Maybe. If my investigative mind goes, oh, okay, Will, it's a fluid situation. It's still not over. However, the twists and turns, there will be one or two more stories revolving this matter. As a recap, though, isn't what happened to Tia really old news? Didn't we always know he was in the text messages? What's new? What's new is the actual nature of those messages, the details. So, okay. I want to try to put it in the nicest way. Terrion Arnold's in text messages. Story's done. That's how you want us to operate in the media? No. How we operate, and I also have the psychological mind, is okay, if that's the story, what was in the messages? What was said? Who said what to who? Story. See, reporters are those that are very curious and investigative. Now, I am not an investigative reporter. I don't have that diligence. I don't even have the time. When you investigate something, you go and you go, oh, what was in those messages? What was the communication? Now we have some. That's all. That's new. Did you know the name of the person who messaged the other person and what was said? You knew that, fan man? Now you know. You know who said what to whom on a certain level about this matter, a portion of it. So that's new. Are you like Biggins who wants to move on? Let's just do a quick poll and ask, do you want, let me do this here. I think I can do it from my phone if I do this correctly. Do you want Terrion Arnold still on this team? I do. I really do. I just hope that he can produce at a high level and do things that can be productive and help this team win. It's going to be tough. It's just really tough because you look at it and you say, man, it's a matter that is going to be ongoing for a little bit of time. Smash the emojis. Become a member. Like the stream. It's just an unfortunate situation. To recap, Terrion Arnold's name has been linked in texts, and now we have information as to what has been texted. about this matter. No charges, all allegations. Do you want Terrion Arnold still on this team? Yes or no? We will still take your comments on it. We'll read some, but we spent the first hour. If you want, rewind it. We're going to go to about 7:45. The Lions have scheduled and are going to meet with next week, amongst a lot of teams, a defensive lineman, an interesting prospect. And it was reported about mid-afternoon that it was reported by Zach Goodall that Gators defensive lineman Caleb Banks has had top 30 visits with the Chiefs, Ravens, and Cardinals, and will soon visit the Lions, Titans, Broncos, Falcons, and Chargers. Caleb Banks, he's kind of projected in the 20s right now, but he dealt with injuries and he had an injury at the combine. Do you think a player of his caliber could help the Detroit Lions? Would you trade down for him? Let's read the scouting reports here. Do you now say that maybe the Lions have to go cornerback on day 2, second round? I will say, did your friendly podcaster not put a cornerback in the second round? Hmm. Did that happen? Hmm. Okay. Okay. That I prepared you. Cornerback might be. It's also a position of need. Still, I'm not happy with the unit. Okay. Someone told you cornerback day 2, maybe, but we'll see. Edith Paul would rather have Mesidor. I hear you. Caleb Banks scouting report, according to the league analyst. Big frame, long limbed interior defender whose play needs more polish to consistently match his traits. Banks has a quick first step. He can stunt, control, single blocks when his hand strikes are timely and accurate, but he needs faster disengagement to increase his tackle count. His high center of gravity allows double teams to generate displacement. So a move to odd front end would be in his best interest as a run defender. Like a grappler without submission knowledge, Banks is still learning to unlock his physical advantages so he can turn them into sacks. His traits and flashes at the Senior Bowl make him an enticing prospect, but injury concerns are a potential stumbling block for him. Ding, 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 ding. Brad Holmes is like, Caleb Banks was at 25, top of the list. Ding, 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 ding. I can't believe I have to laugh at this. Injury concerns are a potential stumbling block for him. Ding, 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 ding. Lines are trading up 5 spots. Outstanding physical traits, good short area quickness, rush traits waiting to be unlocked as a pro. Above average burst to close to the quarterback. I mean, come on. I can't believe this. Like, God is like, Mr. Macaroon, you will find all the injured players. I mean, seriously. It really is true. By the time if Brad Holmes has a 10-year career, he's going to draft 40 dudes that didn't play the year before he was drafted. 40. And Brad Holmes sets the all-time record of drafting players that missed at least 5 games the year before they played in the league. A combined 500 games lost in the year before. The numbers are going to be like wild. Brad Holmes has drafted 40 guys that missed 600 games in the years before they joined the Lions. And Lions fans will be like, "Oh, so what?" You guys make me laugh. What's that got to do with anything? We got our first super chat. Oh, the denial is strong in this fan base. I like it because I'm my job, my profession, to crack through the denial and just tell like it is. in a professional manner. I didn't say that with a $5 super chat in green, luscious color. Dude is playing real life GTA, meaning Terrion Arnold. All that man of God he been saying is such a load. See you, dude. Kick rocks. I don't care how special you are. Face the consequences. Oof, oof, brutal. You know. Yeah, he was publicly baptized, I believe, right? He was the one that, him and Brian Branch, am I right? Those are the 2 that did it publicly with the gentleman online on the socials. I rolled. Appreciate the super chat. We need another defensive tackle so bad. Weeder and Lopez were 50% of the snaps at DT. Wingo and Levi ain't filling that yet. Defensive tackle or defensive end? What do you guys think? One repub. Lemon pepper wings for the Tigers tonight. Eight to win. Nephew's happy. I'm happy. R. Rogers. Brad's thoughts. Injured players are good value. R. Rogers. I don't think Banks passes the immediate impact gauge we need to apply to draft picks. I think that I don't know if Emmett has in his work if he's done the instant impact meter, but I'll check to see if we've done a profile, and we'll have one this week or this weekend. Rich Baldwin, Doc, what are you watching tomorrow night? MSU and Tigers are playing at the same time. Well, there's some more factors coming out. The attorney has made another statement. Here is that statement. I'll read it to you. We have not yet been provided with the text message in question, and it would be inappropriate to comment on isolated excerpts without first reviewing them in their full context. Smart from the attorney. We are aware that law enforcement has conducted an extensive investigation as reflected in the 49-page criminal information. Notably, our client has not been charged, and based on the evidence currently known, we do not anticipate that any will be brought against any suggestion of involvement appears to rest solely on the fact that our client is acquainted with certain individuals connected to this matter. Mere association does not constitute participation in criminal activity. Importantly, there is no evidence nor any witness testimony indicating, importantly, there is no evidence nor any witness testimony indicating that our client had any involvement. This is beautiful legalese. This is Okay, very interesting to explore. No witness. Do you think these witnesses will talk? Maybe they won't. But there is something that is currently reviewing what is in those full text messages. That's the next story. The full exchanges. But yeah, simple as that. So what do you know? More see, these matters don't just come in like full, in my opinion, these full, here's every word of everything. It'll be sentence by sentence, interaction by interaction. So again, it's not a good matter to be involved in. Statements, uh, who these associations are with, it's not a good look. Higgins is like, "On the OJ card." Listen, I get what you're saying, Higgins, but look, you have to, you have to first get charged with anything before a serious matter like this goes to anything where the team, I think the Lions will fully support. I think based on how the team treats their graphics, they'll fully support Terrion Arnold as long as he's not charged. But yeah, this is not good. It's just not good to be involved. Am I sounding better? Uh, we upgraded the internet. If you guys follow me on Crunch Time, I didn't get to. Oh, that's what it was. I wanted to tell Booner to thank him on air. I got to double my internet speed, save a little bit of money, but we found out we got like 35 devices linked up to our internet. So I took some down, like old laptops, old things. I'm like, Jesus, 35 devices. You they're like, even if you had the biggest internet, you can't support 35 devices all linked up to your internet. So, but I'm gonna to the question that was asked. Now, hearing the statement, and I'll read it again later on. I think we're gonna write that story too. Christian will write it. Am I sounding okay? Did I get the microphone, internet fixed up? Am I sounding okay to you guys? Always want to sound good and convey my messages as best as possible. So honestly, you don't sound great, Doc. What have I done here? We'll look into that real fast here. With the weather, you never know. It just got installed too. That's the problem. Hmm, what can I do here to get the audio sounding better? Let me see here what I can do on the fly. Thank you, though. I'm gonna look into it. The video quality is nice, just saying, beard looks crisp. I think what I can do is I could unplug the mixer and connect to the headphones to sound a little better. We'll see, give it another minute or 2. If it's still rough, we'll adapt. I got all these tabs open too, probably. What are your thoughts about Caleb Banks? Thumbs up, thumbs down on Caleb Banks. Some things are more important than football. TA needs to step back and take a look at his life and make some wise decisions. Ooh. It's just unfortunate that this matter got to this point. It's very unfortunate. It's just frustrating that this is the main topic that people are looking into regarding this matter. It's very frustrating that this is going to be an ongoing saga throughout the tenure. Sorry, guys, it might be your internet, not mine. I just played it. Sounds pretty good. Nope, it's coming across perfectly on my end. I can hear it. It's you. We are sounding crystal clear. So that means your internet is lagging. Take away some of your connections. I'm just playing it off of my phone. The internet got too hot. Hot take. You know what? The internet world, the internet, the internet world doesn't want me giving all these hot takes. You know what happens? And it is true because I'm in the news business. I have like 5, 6 tabs open and everyone's messaging me. X is blowing up. So what I did was I just took down all the tabs, turned off my 2 phones on the Wi-Fi, and maybe that helped out. Thank God. um, no, listen, I'm about to revert to Obama net, y'all, because you all are like, don't write about Terrion, don't write about this, don't write about that. Don't write about this. Don't talk about that. This is not your lane. This is not your lane. Write about the stuff you want me to write about. I don't even know how to write about. I don't know how to write puff pieces yet. But I'll learn. I'm still young. I'll learn how to write puff pieces. A lot of you are playing lawyer. It may have been a setup. Someone might have used fake. It might. We got to see what gets proved. But more is going to come from this. More to come. With Terrion Arnold. Are there fake docs out there? What does that mean? I don't think nobody would portray me. You can't portray me. I'm quick-witted, handsome. How are you going to impersonate the doc? There's only one account I use, this Detroit Sports Podcast. I have a distinct sarcastic nature. It's daily. And nobody would type the things I type in my professional field. But that would be funny. Fake doc. And humble. All right. Caleb Banks. Again, you can weigh in. Thumbs up, thumbs down on Terrion Arnold staying with this team. I do think we're going to talk about cornerbacks, obviously, tomorrow. But I think Caleb Banks, would you rather go interior on the defensive line in the first round or defensive end or offensive lineman? Thumbs up, thumbs down on getting help for Tyleek and Aleem. Interior. They didn't get a lot of, the run stuff was not as good last year, but they expect growth from Tyleek Williams. They expect Aleem to be better. But if they feel like you get an upgraded version of Tyleek Williams, they might do it. Steve Wild's opinion is Terrion is done, bro. Rich Baldwin, I've thought about like making AI videos about me and put them online, but I'm not that creative like that. No, most of my videos are real. I'm having fun in the real lane of broadcasting. I just don't think AI could capture the essence, the true essence of the DOC. I'm humbled, guys. 500 people, 50 people on YouTube. Got to get that YouTube count up. I wonder what's going on. 400 on X. You guys prefer watching this on X than YouTube? That's awesome. That's pretty cool. You guys are strolling in on, and yesterday was a little different. Yesterday it flipped around, but the 50 people watching on YouTube, smash the like button for me. Super chats are open. You go right to the front of the line. Remember when we all felt we needed was another edge to pair with Hutch? Now our needs are massive. Detroit fan man, but defensive tackles are also snap limited. No defensive tackle plays 1,000 snaps like Max Crosby. Last year we had 4 guys get 500. Now 2 are gone with Wingo and Levi to shore it up. We got to draft someone. Why not early? Understood. I look at it, like, if you ask me, I still am in the same boat. I'd rather go defensive end and offensive lineman, or flip it. Day 1 offensive line, day 2 defensive end. Any combination of those two, I'll be happy. And I think with the importance of your quarterback, I feel like they're going tackle. I feel like it's Blake Miller, Monroe Freeling, maybe Caden Proctor. I feel like you're going to land one of those 3. I think that's the pick because of how important that position is. I think you go tackle of the future, and then you flip it, and then you get a defensive end. But maybe if you can trade down and you can get that 3rd round pick, and you can get Caleb Banks in the 20s, he's not bad. They say that Banks has the projection to become an elite, an above average pass rusher, but it has to be unlocked. You agree? No, I don't think so either. Proctor is a project. I think that most people in this fan base realize the tape has some issues. That's why it was kind of a sting to see Field Yates put him with the Lions in his latest mock draft. I was not a fan of that. The biggest question mark Detroit Lions have not answered. This is also crediting Christian with a great story that he did earlier today. I think, a couple of his stories today. Again, you can get more of the info about the text messages. We're about to have the statement up on the site soon. You'll see the update. But the biggest question the Lions still haven't answered after free agency. What question must the Lions answer? The Lions have made a flurry of moves throughout free agency, but there are still areas where the team has question marks with the draft under a month away. Yet the team has some needs on the defensive line that could be defining their draft approach. Holmes has made some additions in this area, specifically at edge, with the signings of DJ Wonham and Peyton Turner. Both players have some upside, but are not exactly proven commodities. With nearly 3 weeks gone by in free agency, the question of who will be the second opposite of Hutch is the biggest one facing the Lions in 2026. So that's the biggest question mark, is who's going to play opposite of Hutch and succeed. Who is it? Is it Wonham, Turner, Ahmed Hassanin, a draft pick? Call your shot. Tell me who it is. Who is playing opposite of Hutch and shining the most? Who gets the most snaps? I think the early odds-on favorite is DJ Wonham. He sets the edge. I think he's going to get 50% minimum of the snap percentages that you're going to read every week in the snap count percentages. I think that he will be a factor. And then I think Ahmed Hassanin is going to get up there. He'll have a chance to get to 30 to 40 to maybe even 50% as well by the time I think you get to the midway point by the bye week. And then you got Peyton Turner. He'll get some looks. And then you're going to have a draft pick. But the biggest question mark is it? Will the offensive line gel? Do the Lions need a cornerback? Is it the defensive end? Do you guys still have question marks about this team as we sit today? Detroit fan man. Holmes as a career, best player available drafted, won't take OTA 4 through 6 at 17. DT 1 or cornerback 1 might be too attractive. Oh, got any names? I had the Lions. Let's see if I can pull up my own mock draft here. I forget the name that I wrote. Of course, we pull up Christians. He had Monroe Freeling at 17. And he did take Traden Stukes from Arizona, cornerback safety, at pick 50. A team captain in Arizona who played 6 seasons as a former walk-on. Stukes is an interesting fit for Detroit. He fits the team from the perspective of what they desire from a character standpoint as a team captain, and he has the versatility that the team values as well. Traden Stukes. Last season, Stukes played both corner in the slot and safety. Detroit has needs in both areas as both of their starting safeties are recovering from season-ending injuries. Additionally, they lost Robertson in free agency. I'm trying to find my mock draft here. I think Christian and I are on the same wavelength that defensive backs may be a bigger need than people are talking about. I think I used the phrase Detroit Lions target mock draft SI. I got Vito's, Christian's, Emmett's, but every mock draft on the site but mine. That's funny. Who do you want the Lions? Who do you want the Lions having? Maybe if it's defensive end, the first round playing. Yep, I found mine because I put the word. I used it in the headline to get some attention. It was Detroit Lions 2026 mock draft targets cornerback early. What do you know? My spidey senses kick in anyway, just as even without doing research, my spidey senses kicked in. I had in my latest mock draft, I think Akeem Mesidor at 17. No, actually, incorrect. I've had Mesidor in the past. I had Keldrick Falk with an A grade at number 17, and I took Chris Johnson out of San Diego State. Here's my reasoning for that. And here's why. Chris Johnson had the chance to leave to go to the NFL, but he stayed to hang with his teammates in college. He had the opportunity to leave his university through back channels and get more money, but he chose not to. He said, it definitely got my attention in speaking about NIL and opportunities. I just had to take a moment, visualize what I really wanted to do, and that was go to the NFL. I knew for one thing, to go to the NFL, I have to play. I didn't want to go anywhere else and leave and risk something happening. Politics, if I get hurt, you never know. I just weighed in the fact that a little money now is not going to be anything compared to NFL money when I'm touching that. He had a chance to leave his school. He chose to stay. In 11 games last year, Johnson recorded 4 picks, 2 pick sixes, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, 9 passes defense, and 49 tackles. At the combine, he ran a 4.40 40-yard dash. Detroit fan man, Jack is in the second for me too. That was what Field Yates had. So I had cornerback. Christian had cornerback, safety. He had more of the slot. I had more of an outside corner. So very interesting stuff going on with the Lions draft needs. Steve Wilds with a baseball question. You can get those in too. Doc, what'd you think of McGonigal? Legendary start. Great. I think I didn't see the other at bats, but from what the chat said, he went 4 for 5. I love the first 2 at bats. He's aggressive. He's a natural hitter. It was just nice to see somebody live up to the hype and have success early. Detroit loves that hype and execution. Oh, the next week, Chris Illich. Now you guys can correct me. I think he was with there. I don't know if he was with family, but they showcased him with an individual. I made a joke on X, but Chris Illich was there. Was like, oh, who was he sitting with? If you guys know, tell me. But he was like, number 7. He's like right now, I have no inside sources on this matter, but right now, yes. Can I put another order for 5,000 number 7 uniforms, please? Thank you. What were the price point at 149? Let's make it 169 with the potential to go to 189. Is that okay? Yes. If he goes 4 for 5 again tomorrow, we will have them on sale and we will do free shipping. Yep, 189 and raise that price. McGonigal, make sure they're spelled correctly, right? Okay, thank you. Bye. He's very happy. Yeah, dude. He burst on the scene. He made the team. He's hyped, and he's the number 2 prospect or number 1 prospect in all of baseball. Hell yeah, that's awesome. That was my question, Steve. We'll have fun with it before I get out of here. I started early, so we can leave like 7:45 tonight. Who? Because we can tie this in. I'm gonna have a hard. My brain for some reason wants to call this dude McGonigal. Let's go. Call your shot. McGonigal? What is going on here? There we go. McGonigal or Gibbs? Who's the bigger star? Who has the potential in 2027? Who will be bigger? I think Jahmyr Gibbs is going to get paid. He'll be behind a good offensive line. I think he's going to get 15 touchdowns this year. But McGonigal, if he's for real, Detroit fan man, Minnesota has 5'9" Kyler Murray. We got 5'9" Kevin McGonigal. Won that battle, best little man of the city award. We got a debate. I want a chat debate. We got Steve Wilds, McGonigal by a lot, and we got one Repub Gub MVP status. Gibbs. Ooh. McGonigal or Gibbs? Who's the bigger star next year? I mean, Gibbs, we talk about a lot, but McGonigal, day one, has entered a football podcast. But it's a Detroit sports podcast. I can give you an opinion on every Detroit sport because I follow it. And if you want other ideas and topics, on Thursday, which is my favorite day of the week, today is my favorite day of the week. And the blessing is we release a new episode, which has been airing for 15 years. It's called Doc and Jock. You can find it at Detroit Podcast. Or if you type in Detroit Sports Podcast and you subscribe on Apple Podcasts, every new show drops. And it's Adam and I, and we talk Detroit sports. We complained about Steve Yzerman. We talked about the Tigers plan, and we gave our predictions. Doc and Jock, I think it's episode 660, or we're in that range. Hell yeah. We've been doing it live. We've been doing it, a new episode dropping every Thursday since September of 2013. No breaks, no best of, no stopping. Can you imagine? 2013. Doc and Jock, great show. It's fun, looser. Tigers have a real shot at the World Series. Detroit has no shot at a Super Bowl. Comerica Park is made for Mick Rookie. A lot of you guys like Fenno. How far would we have to move up to get him? There's a chance he might be there. But I'm thinking, from 11 to 16, maybe. You might have to, you got to see how the board plays out. But yeah, I feel like what's going to happen is you'll get the star players early. You'll get the quarterback, and then you'll get a run on tackles. You'll get that run. That's why I feel like defensive end. I feel like someone could jump us for Blake Miller, and we'll get a defensive end. But we shall see. I think the early run from 11 to 16 will be offensive linemen, in my humble opinion. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Major super chat comes in and they come in red. That's the super chat, baby. The man out west, the wild, wild west, my man. $50 super chat. Wow, we'll leave that up there. $50 from my man 360 Smooth, who has no problem telling me his feelings. Wow. Thank you, humbly. Thank you. Can I ask you $1 million question, Doc? Do you honestly think this Lions team is good enough to compete for a championship? In my opinion, the players that Brad Holmes let go were better than the players he signed. You know I hate the guy. He needs to go. Oh, coming in hot. And 360 doesn't hide it. He shares it all across this YouTube platform. Legit. You know, I agree with you. I don't think they're good enough now to compete for a championship. Think about it. First of all, you look at the reverence we have for the people that left. Alex Anceloni was good in coverage. Al-Qadim Muhammad, 11 sacks. DJ Reader clogged the middle. Yeah, you know, Tyleek Williams and another player you can do okay with. Your offense is going to be good. That defense is going to be something where you're like, whoo, a lot of 35-30 games. To me, your regular season box office good. But when it's nitty-gritty time in the postseason, Tate Ratledge, Christian Mahogany, are they going to hold up? Larry Borum? Are they going to stay healthy? I do not think. I feel like that the free agency period could have supported this team better if they took a different plan. I don't think so. I think that this is a team that has a chance to make a run in the postseason, but to win it all, I think the Rams are going to go neck and neck with you, unless I'm missing something. The Rams got Puka Nacua, if he's not biting people, allegedly. The Rams got a better defensive line. They got a better head coach. They got a better quarterback. And it's clear they've declared their intention. They are in the pursuit to win a Super Bowl right now. So you know what that means is here's what's going to happen at the trade deadline. Brad Holmes adds 35-year-old Cam Jordan from the Cardinals or from the Chiefs. And the Rams are going to get a great running back, another great running back, another great receiver, another great safety. Hell, if the Lions fall apart, it might be the Lions selling to the Rams. But I would say the odds the Lions sell at the deadline this year, a little higher, 30%. But I think you're going to win a lot of close games, 30-27, 35-30. But to your question, do you think this team's good enough to compete this year? No. You need more high impact. I mean, you're counting on your general manager to get 5 good players in this draft. Your defense took a hit. It's going to be good. You'll make some plays. But you're counting on Malcolm Rodriguez, Derek Barnes, Damone Clark. You need more help at linebacker. You need more help at safety. It's just a little too much to kind of overcome. Too many holes. Appreciate you. What do you guys think of 360 Smooth and his comments? Bam. $50 super chat, my brother, man. Thank you. That's cool. I'm going to look into that to confirm. I'll have that tomorrow. Is it true Borum's poor play created the Hutch rule at camp last year? I know the Hutch rule was maybe started just before that, but it continued during those joint practices. The Lions were good. So I'll look into the details of that. One Repub says, bring in Spielman's brother, former Vikings GM Rick Spielman, I believe his name is. We need more consultants, right? No, just pick good players that can ball. R. Rogers. Brad is a good GM, but not elite. I really don't think he has what it takes to bring a Super Bowl. Biggins gets in. The Pats didn't look like they should have been in the Super Bowl, but they got there because Bo Nix broke his ankle before the AFC Championship. So anything is possible if you make it to the playoffs. Yeah, get there. I see 10-7 minimum. I think they're a good play. I think they have a chance. I like what the Texans have done. They're going to be an issue, I think, all year. I like what the Rams have done. 49ers as well, always a pain in the butt. The Eagles, they took a little bit of a step back with losing some guys, but they have a good team. And I think the team that's going to be a pain in your ass next year, because year one is an adjustment year. Year two, the Bears are going to be playing at a high level with maybe a better tight end than you got and a better offensive mind. Remember, peoples, Dan is the teacher, but Ben Johnson's the young, hungry, crazy mentee with maybe the better quarterback. You were able to beat them last year, but we shall see. With the changes made, we shall see. I'm concerned most about the Bears in the division, but the Packers are always a pain in the ass too. My name is my name, 0.967. O-line is bad and the defense seems worse. If possible, forget sustained success. I want a championship. Been watching since 91, and I'm tired of seeing everyone else get a parade. All right, everybody. Here's what we talked about today. Obviously, the first story was about Terrion Arnold for the first hour or so. We talked a little bit about the draft in the second hour. Talked a little bit about Caleb Banks. Do you want interior or defensive end? Who is going to play opposite of Aiden? Who's going to shine? Who's going to win the job? Who wins the job? Tell me who wins. We know who's on the team. Who wins the job? Tell me. All right, and let's go. What's going on here where we got 500 people watching on X and 50 people on YouTube? What the heck's going on here? That's unusual. Did I crash the algorithm because I put up the Terrion video early? Probably. Who knows? Doc, come on. Are you telling me the Bears are going to get 33 turnovers? No way. And I don't trust Caleb. Did you see the miracle that they got in the playoffs? Didn't produce the win, but something happened. They got the taste. Now, it can go two ways. They play a bigger schedule. If they stay healthy, it can go a lot of ways. You play tougher opponents. You might go down with some injuries, but Ben Johnson has a system, and it wins games. And remember the Lions. In 22. Started slow. Sharks like the Doc were coming in going, hey, wait a minute. Miss Sheila, do you think that this is going to work? And she's like, calm down, people. She did a vote of confidence. The team won a bunch of games. They just fell short of the playoffs. They had that Bears feeling. What happened the next year? NFC title game. I see similar. Maybe I'm wrong, but we shall see. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for the almost 2 hours. Had to break in clearly, but interesting. The YouTube numbers were down today, but the X numbers are through the roof. What the heck happened? But smash the like button for me. Appreciate it. We'll do one round here for a couple minutes to see if anything lasts longer. But if you have any questions about anything, we'll do a quick round because it's Thursday. But if it's not bumping, I'm going to get out of here. Anything that you want to talk about? Basketball, Pistons. I think Michigan and Michigan State might have a chance to get to the Final Four. Quick takes. That game yesterday with the Hawks and the Pistons was fun, but man, it would have been cool if Duren would have hit the game winner. The rebound just a little strong. Wings are disappointing. I think you should jump off the Wings bandwagon. I think that if you hope for them, they're the ones that are going to disappoint you. Just support from afar, hop off. They might make the playoffs, but they don't play tough. They don't play gritty. In front of a fan base where you need to win against the Senators, you play like that. That was disheartening. That's leadership. One Repub gets in, and Doc asks in the Ask Doc Anything segment, Doc, is this Izzo's last run? No, man. Dude, he's invigorated. He's getting all the questions now about when Izzo goes society and he goes into the mode of thank you, Charles Barkley, for inflating my ego. He's like, I'm gonna keep the support strong. Bro, he's got the guy, the money guy loves Izzo, loves him. Hell no, the money now starting to pour in. He's like, finally, the money's here. Michigan State paid some people. The money's here. Hell no. One more run for Mr. Izzo. One more big one. 360 smooth, 6. We got to pray for Gibbs because he's going to be the next McCaffrey from the 49ers. He's going to get hit a lot and going to be hurt. He's by himself without David. You hope a little bit of Isaiah Pacheco can do some things. But yeah, raise your alarms that Gibbs can stay healthy. Good question. Will Dusty leave for NC? You heard what I said on Crunch Time, right? Let's manifest it. Those North Carolina dollars, whoo, listen, man, I would not go there because you have something good here. The money's flowing at Michigan, but it's real simple. You definitely are going to hear. You have to hear it. Dusty May to the NC Tar Heels. Rumors. Oh, rumors. Oh, rumors mean more dollars on your contract. So you spit those rumors out there and you stay at Michigan. Michigan, you can handle the Big Ten reasonably. It's a tough conference, but you can get competition. You've already found the portal. It's Michigan. NC, though, they could throw some dollars at Dusty May. They could throw the dollars. We shall see. I say no. I say he likes it here. Steve Wiles is like calling for Izzo to retire. No, bro, the money's still coming in. Bro, you make it to the Sweet 16, and it's almost nowadays as good as the Final Four with the transfer portal and everything like that. You get all the extra attention, all the hype. Charles Barkley's raving about you on national media. No, man, come on. I think he's got 2 more years in him. But let's put it out there. My sources are telling me that North Carolina should make and back the Brinks truck up for Dusty May. Hell yeah, back the Brinks truck up. He's great. North Carolina, take this guy out of the state of Michigan. You're going to send Izzo to North Carolina. Now that would be funny. To get slapped around by Duke every year? Okay. Thanks, everybody. That was a good laugh. We can end on a high note. Tigers, good start, good run. Pistons, I think, are playing. So it'll be fun to be able to monitor everything going on. I'm the doc, John Macaroon. Make sure you tune into Crunch Time. Those guys are great. Tell them what should cross over from our show to their show today. I don't want to make jokes about Terrion. So it can't be about Terrion. We can joke. You know what? We can joke and hype up the doc. Say, hey, did you guys see Doc's workout video? He seriously deadlifted 500 or make a number up of whatever elite power lifters. Doc lifted 800. Doc lifted 800 on the leg press today. Did you see the video? Did you see Doc's wild ass workout video? He outdid Ennis Rakestraw. Thanks, everybody. I represent the Detroit Sports Podcast, founded in 2013, and this is all made possible thanks to On Sports Illustrated. This was 2 hours, 120 minutes of fun. It flew by. I appreciate everybody for listening in. Hit the like button for me. Let's try to be around 100 every show as much as possible. Comment, engage, and let's all have a good time tonight. Thanks, everybody. Is Booner Ricky? Let's talk soon. Let's talk tomorrow.